welcome back to my channel. So I just finished filming my last Accutane update ever. I have been on Accutane for 6 long, grueling months. It's been a really tough experience for me, but definitely worth the outcome. I'm filming today's video with not one stitch of makeup on my face, only my lip balm, because you guys know that that is an extreme necessity. But anyway, for those of you guys that have not seen any of my Accutane journey, basically every single month I filmed an update. I talked about the symptoms that I had to put up with, and I also talked about the results that I was seeing every single month. So this video is actually going to be a most asked Accutane Q&A. You guys sent in so many questions throughout this entire experience. I was really flooded by so many questions, and I really could not answer every single one in every single update because I just felt like, one, I was going to be a broken record, and number two, there was just so many to squeeze in. So what I did, I asked you guys in my last update to send me in your questions, and I wrote down 13 of the most asked questions, and I'm gonna help you guys out here and try to answer them. With that being said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not anything in the medical field, but I am a patient, and I feel like I learned so much throughout my entire journey, and if I can help out even one of you guys, it is 100% worth it to me. So again, I have the questions written down right here, and we're just going to jump into them. And if you want to see my Accutane journey firsthand, I'm going to link the entire playlist down below. So number one, first of all, actually, you know what, even before I jump into these questions, because I guess there are a lot of people outside of the United States that watch my videos or have come across these Accutane journey videos, and they don't know exactly what Accutane is. So basically what Accutane is a pill that you can get from your doctor. I believe that a doctor or a dermatologist can prescribe it to you, but it might, don't quote me on that, it might be something that only a dermatologist will be able to prescribe you. So it's not something that you can get from a store. It's something that you need to go see a dermatologist or a doctor, get a prescription for it, and basically you take it every single day. They will prescribe you a certain amount of dosage, like milligrams, depending on your height and your weight. And your doctor basically has to configure the entire thing. I have gotten some questions from people asking if I believe that it's safe to order online. Obviously, no, it's a seriously high-risk medication that comes with a lot of side effects. It's something that's actually monitored by your doctor every single month. So you don't just get your 6-month prescription outright. You actually have to go in every single month and have blood work done, and your doctor needs to talk to you every single month to kind of monitor and make sure that everything is going okay. It can affect the fat lipid levels and triglycerides internally, and that's something that can be very dangerous and lead to death. There's also a high risk of suicide and depression, so it's definitely not something that you want to self-medicate with. You have to go to a doctor to get this stuff. So now we're going to jump into these questions right here. So the first thing that a lot of you guys ask me on an every single month basis is, are these videos sponsored? No, they're not. There's no way that this can be sponsored because it's a medication that needs to be prescribed. It's not something that you can just go out and buy. So no, it's not sponsored. Accutane creators have no idea who I am. They're not paying me for it. It's not sponsored at all. How many milligrams was I on? How often did I take them? And what was the brand name? Okay, so when I first started on this medication, they prescribed me 40 milligrams a day. They did that for the first month, and then when I came in, I told the doctor that I really wanted to be aggressive. He told me that if I upped the amount of milligrams, that my side effects are gonna be a lot worse, but I told him I don't care, it's worth it to me, so he upped me to 80 milligrams. So for the final 5 months, I was on 80 milligrams, which is 2 40 milligram pills. I did ask my doctor if I should take one in the morning and one at night. He said most people do choose to do that because it can be a little bit rough on your stomach, but the type of person that I am, I'm very forgetful, so I did take the 2 pills every single morning together, and I do recommend that you take them with a high-fat meal because studies do show that if you take the medication with a high-fat meal, it's better absorbed and will work better, essentially. So what I did, because I don't really eat a lot of high-fat breakfasts, is that how you say it? My breakfast doesn't normally have a lot of fat in it, so what I did is I took 2 spoonfuls of peanut butter on top of whatever breakfast that I was already having, and peanut butter is very high in fat, so that's basically how I did that. As far as the brand name, there are a lot of different brand names of Accutane out there, and the one that I took was called Clavaris. I will put it right here. It's all basically the same stuff, but that's specifically the brand name that I took for those of you that were wondering. Are you on birth control? And if so, what kind? Yes, I am on birth control. I was already on birth control before starting Accutane. I'm on Yaz. The reason that I was on Yaz is because before even starting my entire journey, I was trying to find a birth control pill that I read was good to treat acne. I believe there's only 3 types of birth control pills that are approved by the FDA to treat acne, and Yaz was one of them. Ortho tricycline was another one of them, and the other one I don't even remember. But basically I was on birth control, and in order to be on Accutane as a woman, you need to have 2 forms of contraceptives in order to be on the medication. So what I chose was birth control and condoms, and I believe that one of them has to be birth control. I don't know if that's just here in New York, but I was required to be on birth control, and I had to be on it for at least 1 month before I could even get my prescription. So that's one thing also that I want to add, because I did not know this going in. When I first talked to my doctor about wanting to start on Accutane, he told me that they were going to take a blood test. They had to start me on birth control pills for at least a month if I wasn't on it. I already was on it. And then I had to come back 1 month later and take a pregnancy test to prove that I was not pregnant. So that is something that as a woman you have to do. You will not get that prescription the very same day. You have to come back a month later, take a pregnancy test to prove you're not pregnant, and also that first initial appointment you have to take a pregnancy test to prove you're not pregnant. If you're a man, you are able to walk out with that prescription the very same day. Lucky bastards. All right, next question is Accutane covered by insurance? It was covered by my insurance, and all that I had to pay was a co-payment at the doctor of $35, because every time you do go to the doctor, you do have to get blood work done, and then also a $10 co-payment at the pharmacy for my actual prescription. A lot of you guys asked me how much it would be if you did not have insurance, and I know that the girl that worked at the front desk at the doctor's office that I went to told me that a lot of people don't have insurance. I believe it fluctuates depending on where you live, but the actual medication itself will cost you anywhere from $250 to $300 a month, and then whatever it costs to see your doctor. So maybe a lot of doctors have like $100 charge just to see them, and then you have to get blood work on top of it, so that might be another $50 or $75 charge. So in all honesty, you're probably going to be in the ballpark of anywhere between $300 and $500 a month. That's only if you are not covered by insurance or if you don't have insurance, but chances are if you do have insurance, it is going to be covered. Next, a lot of you guys were asking the age requirement. Most doctors like to wait until you're 17 years old, but some doctors do prescribe as young as 13 and 14 years old. Did you wax while on Accutane? No, you're not allowed to wax while on this medication because your skin gets so thin that it will actually rip off with the wax strip. So that's something you have to be very careful about. For me, it was not an issue because I never wax anyway. I always tweeze my eyebrows and shave everything else. So yeah, it wasn't a problem for me, but definitely if you're used to waxing, you have to know on Accutane, you're not gonna be able to do it. There was also a lot of questions about drinking while on Accutane. That's also something you're not supposed to do. And that's because Accutane goes through your liver, and it puts your liver through a lot. And then if you're drinking, obviously that affects your liver as well. And it's just really not good to kind of make your liver go through all of that. To be 100% honest with you guys, I did go on vacation while on Accutane, and it was all inclusive and the drinks were all free. So I did have a couple of drinks. I'm gonna say maybe 2-3 drinks a day for like 7 days in a row. That's not something that I advise you guys to do, but I just want these videos to be as open and honest as possible. You are risking, I don't wanna just throw terms out there. I don't know exactly what can happen to you, but I'm sure it's just not good for your liver to put it through drinking with all the Accutane that's already going in and out of it. Next, a lot of you guys asked, did your skin get worse before it got better? Yes, you guys will see on the actual journey every single month where I did document, I showed pictures, I talked about it, I showed live video up close, zoomed up and everything. My skin did purge because if you think about it, the medication pushes out all of the gunk, the junk, the bacteria, everything that's under your skin. It has to come out before your skin can clear up. I was so afraid of the purging period because I just saw horrible pictures and watched some other people's journeys here, and I saw some really hard looking stuff to put up with. To be 100% honest with you guys, I got maybe 2 more pimples on this side than I was already used to and 2 more pimples on this side. It was not that bad at all. A lot of people are scared away because of the purging period. I honestly, like, I told my family about it. I was like, I'm gonna be in hiding. I'm not gonna wanna see anyone. But honestly, it was not that bad at all. It took about 2 full months of being on this medication before I then started seeing everything starting to disappear and everything clearing up. I actually did not have 1 pimple from the 2-month mark going forward. So yes, I did have a little bit of purging, but honestly, it's not all that bad. While on Accutane, did you take any other vitamins and supplements? Yes, I took my regular Centrum. Oh, I always assumed this was called Centrium. But yeah, it's just basically a daily multivitamin. It says for adults, it has all the vitamins from A through zinc, you know, that type of every single day vitamin. I know a lot of people do take fish oil supplements because it's supposed to help really lubricate your joints and help with the pain associated. That's not something that I ever did, but if you are suffering from that, it's definitely something worth researching. Next, did I change my skincare routine? Yes, I changed it 100%. While you're on Accutane, you actually can't use any type of acne medication, no salicylic acid, no benzoyl peroxide, none of that stuff. Basically, in a nutshell, I slathered myself in jojoba oil. It really did help my skin. My facial skin, I did not get dehydrated at all. No flakiness, no dryness, no scaly patchiness at all. So that definitely was the star of my Accutane skincare routine, jojoba oil. But I did go ahead and film a video of my skincare routine while on Accutane, and I will link that down below. All right, a lot of you guys were asking about the long-term side effects of Accutane, the negative side effects, and I did write them down. A lot of people do suffer from stomach problems later on down the line, and this is after finishing the medication. Some people even do develop Crohn's disease, dry eyes, and heartburn. Now, I fully did my research before starting the medication, and to me, it's a very personal decision. The possibility of having those side effects long term was still worth it to me. Thank God I didn't have any of those symptoms really bad at all, but there are other symptoms that I personally did put up with that there's a possibility of them being long term. It's absolutely something that you want to do your own research on to see if it's something that's worth it to you. A lot of you guys want to know if the acne does come back. About 15% of people do need to go on a second round of the medication because the acne does come back. I'm not expecting my skin to be 100% clear for the rest of my life, kind of like the way it has been on the last 4 months of Accutane, but you know, I'm hoping and praying that it's not gonna be to the degree that it was before Accutane. With that being said, if I had to do a second round, I would do it. And the very last question is, does Accutane also heal blackheads, whiteheads, and scars? And in my experience, yes, it absolutely did. The first thing that it did heal up was the actual pimples, the zits. They started to dry up and disappear. Then after that, I really noticed a huge difference in the whiteheads because I had a really bad problem with whiteheads. So that was cleared up next. And then the blackheads, which are all those little black dots on your nose and the area surrounding your nose. Some people have them on their forehead and on their chin, and the Accutane did, it kind of just like soaked up all that dirt and oil, and I don't have those little spots anymore. And it also did shrink the size of my pores. Those are the questions that were asked over and over again every single month as I did my update. Again, if you guys have not seen my entire Accutane journey, I'm going to link that down below. It's definitely a huge transformation. I feel so happy and over the moon and blessed that the medication did work on me and that I was able to share it with you guys. So many of you have told me that you have decided to go on Accutane because of these videos and that you look forward to them every single month, and I can't even tell you guys how touched I am, and it just really means a lot to me, the support and the amazing people out there. And I just want to let you guys all know that I know exactly what it feels like. It will get better. Stick it out. It's worth it, and I am here. I know that sometimes I don't respond, but definitely keep sending me those messages. It's the most easy to reach me on Instagram, so just write it over and over and over again until you get an answer from me. You guys are so important to me, and you really do mean a lot. I know that right before I started Accutane that the number one thing that I did was Google, you know, Accutane Q&A and journeys and just do as much research on YouTube as possible. And it really did get me excited and give me hope. So I'm really hoping that this has done that for some of you guys out there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.